You're gonna have to intro me.
What's up, everybody? We got Erin here from Team Neo. We just got 4th place at the post-board back gaming 3v3. What did you play today?
I played Chimera and I went undefeated.
All right.
Okay, so 3 Nightmare Apprentice. This card's crazy. Searches for any illusion. Typically, it is searching this John. Mirror Sword Knight, the main starter. It'll get you to your Baphomet, which will get you Gazelle and or Chimera Fusion. There's also like the small interaction with these two to make Chaos Angel. 3 Gazelle. It's the worst normal summon, but it gets the job done. It searches for either Baphomet exactly, or a level 5 Fiend, but Baphomet, or Chimera Fusion, and then when it's used for fusion material, it's going to search for an illusion. Typically, it's been Nightmare Apprentice for me. And then 3 Codal, dump it, grab the Sword Knight. And it has a graveyard and field effect where if you were to target one of my cards while I have a King of Mythical Beasts, specifically Chimera, I can banish it from field to graveyard, negate and destroy, and Sword Knight's just a monster effect. And then 2 Big Wing Baphomet. I hate this card, but I need to play 2 of it, because otherwise I can't play the game. When it hits board, either normal or special summoned, searches for Gazelle and or Chimera Fusion. I had a few plays today where I summoned this off of the Chimera, like Fusion and Grave, and for follow-up. And then the 2 miscellaneous illusions were Diabells, which was kind of butt today, but it came up like exactly once. So what this one does is your opponent has to set spell traps before they activate them, which means that quick plays, evenlies, your imperms don't do anything. And if a card is set, I can target a card I control and a card my opponent controls, destroy both. Against my round 2 opponent, I had this up, get Synchro Zone up. I had this, and I set a Poly effect, target my Baphomet and the Synchro Zone, destroy both, and that's how I went for game. And then Master Tau is the other miscellaneous illusion. This one, when it goes to graveyard, targets an illusion in your graveyard and special summons it. Typically, I was going for Sword Knight or Apprentice, depending on what the situation called for. And that's the illusion package. 2 Chain for the Frafer package. If it goes to graveyard, search for a Frafer card. And it is a Fiend, which came up a fair amount today. Hand traps. 3 Veiler. I saw it enough. 3 Ash. This was the worst one today. 3 Droll. Droll was decent. And then 3 Imperm. Imperm was the best one today. Doesn't proc your opponent's talents, and that's pretty cool. Spells. 3 Chimera Fusion. People who play 2 are silly, and I don't agree with them, but to each their own. If you have a Chimera in graveyard or on field, it adds itself back from grave. That is a once per turn, but the activation is not, and people forgot that the activation was not once per turn, and that stole me a few games today. Also, it has another effect where you banish it and special summon Vanilla Gazelle and Baphomet, and if you're doing that, I think you're God's chosen. 2 Poly. Opening Poly, I want to play 8 of this, but 2 will have to do, because 3 is too much. Patchwork. That's for the edge imp. It adds Poly in the edge imp, and that's pretty good. It's usually discard fodder if I don't open anything else. And then the 2 miscellaneous spells to round it up to 40 is 1 Talent and 1 Called by the Grave. Do you want to do extra or a side deck next?
Whichever one you want.
Well, my extra deck's in my hand, so... Fusions, 2 Chimera, King of Phantom Beasts. On Fusion Summon, it rips a card from your opponent's hand at the end phase, and in Graveyard, you can banish it, target a Fiend, Beast, or Illusion, and special summon it. This is typically how you're getting a card in the side deck or the Diabells on board. But I've also used it in my round 2 against, I think it was Goaty. I was able to get like Baphomet looping going, and that was pretty cool. Speaking of Baphomet, the good Baphomet. This one on Summon Foolishes, and the graveyard effect is it does the same thing as this one, but from Banish, and that mattered a lot, because it can bring back this Chimera, and that's pretty cool. Illusion Beast is my favorite card in this extra deck. It just hits a bunch. And the attack while we're in negate is permanent.
Crazy against Tenpai.
Crazy against Tenpai. They literally can't out it.
Yeah.
1 and 2, a Guardian Chimera. The second one never came up, but I don't want to get rid of it because it might. Magnum, this card came up never, actually. It was probably one of the worst ones in my extra deck besides this one. This also never came up. They were both really bad. It's one of the super poly targets as well as Garura and Muddragon. These were crazy against the Dynamorphia.
Oh god.
Then the Xyz, because I played 3 Xyz. Lars was crazy against Melodious. Beatrice let me Barrier Statue on nothing.
Against Goaty, didn't you?
It was against Goaty, yeah.
Crazy.
Typhon never came up. The best card in my extra deck was Chaos Angel. This won me my round 4, it won me my round 2, it won me my round 3. This card's crazy, and I would never cut it. Because you would... So, this is like 1.5 card Chaos Angel, absolute worst, is... You summon this, grab your Sword Knight, and then you summon the Sword Knight, and then you just make Chaos Angel. Side deck. The side deck was silly. DD Crow, 3 of those things. This card was good. Came up against Unchained, and it wasn't there for Tenpai, like, specifically. But because my opponent, round 4, was playing Unchained, it came up, and it forced a Jin Buster, which was cute. Ogre, also for Tenpai. It came in, I think, exactly once.
Against Melodious.
Against Melodious, for the Link monster. My back row hate. The 2 Lightning Storms came in less than the Feather Duster because the reason I cited Feather Duster in over these 2 for I think 2 matches was I knew it was going to be a slower game and Duster was just going to be better for turn 3 if I'm in a top deck war than this is. Worst card in my side deck. I am cutting it. Super Poly. This card sucked. It was good against Dynamorphia exactly, and that's it. Then my no fun allowed cards. Barrier Statue, you summon it off the Chimera, and then 2 D-Barrier. The D-Barrier, I never saw it, but I sided it in.
So overall, your thoughts of the deck, and would you play it any further from today?
I'm more than likely taking it to Indie, but I'm not playing fucking Super Poly. That card's talk shit.
All right, John. So you got any shoutouts?
Shout out to Neo, Jude, J-Mom behind the camera.
Yeah.
Shout out Big Chef. Shout out my partner who was very supportive of me today the whole time. She's very sweet. Let's see. Is there anyone else I'm missing? Slim Jesus. There you go.
Big Chef and Slim Jesus. All right, that's another deck profile from Team Neo from Erin. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.